press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, so welcome back to the video classes. Today let us move on to part 15 of organic chemistry, basic principles and techniques. So in the previous class we discussed about the IUPAC naming of organic compounds. In IUPAC naming we have 4 parts. First one is prefix, second one is root word, third one is primary suffix, and fourth one is secondary suffix. By adding these 4 parts we will get the IUPAC name of the given organic compound. And as I said, IUPAC name is scientifically derived and the system itself is scientifically derived, and it is mainly based on the structural formula of the given organic compound, and IUPAC name is one name system, means we can give only one name for the given organic compound, and also only one structure can be written for a given particular name of the organic compound. So with this I have given 4 tables there. One is for the root word based on the number of carbon atoms in the selected parent carbon chain, and the second table will be for the primary suffix, which indicates the nature of the carbon chain, whether it is saturated or unsaturated, and the third table I have given for the secondary suffix for the functional groups, and the fourth table is for prefixes for the substituent groups. So you need to practice these 4 tables to go with the IUPAC nomenclature of organic compounds. Okay. Now let us move on to one more important topic in this before going to the IUPAC rules for naming the organic compounds. Let me give one more concept here, that is acyclic groups. What they are called? Acyclic groups. So acyclic groups are classified into 3 types. Acyclic groups are classified into 3 types. So what are acyclic groups? The groups which are nothing but the substituent groups, which are nothing but substituent groups. Acyclic groups are nothing but the substituent groups obtained by the loss of one hydrogen from the respective acyclic compounds. As you know that acyclic compounds are nothing but open chain compounds. Open chain compounds, so the compounds which containing open chain of carbon atoms, so from which if we remove one hydrogen, whatever the substituent groups which are formed are nothing but acyclic groups. So basically we can classify acyclic compounds into 3 types: alkanes, alkenes and alkynes. So therefore by removing the one hydrogen from alkanes, alkenes and alkynes, we will get substituent groups, and those substituent groups are collectively called acyclic groups. So let me give the 3 types of acyclic groups. First one is alkyl group, alkyl group. Second one is alkenyl group, alkenyl group, and the third one is alkynyl groups. So acyclic groups are classified into 3 types: alkyl groups, alkenyl groups, alkynyl groups. The name itself gives alkyl groups are obtained by the loss of one hydrogen from the alkanes. Alkenyl groups, the substituent groups which are obtained by the loss of one hydrogen from alkenes. And what are alkynyl groups? The alkynyl groups are nothing but the substituent groups which are obtained by the loss of one hydrogen from the alkynes. So these are the 3 types of acyclic groups. So let us consider one by one here. Let me take first one, that is alkyl groups. What are alkyl groups called? So in alicyclic groups let us consider the first one. It is nothing but alkyl groups. So, alkyl groups. The first one is alkyl groups. So, what are alkyl groups? These are the substituent groups. Substituent groups obtained by the loss of one hydrogen atom from alkanes. So, the substituent groups, alkyl groups are the substituent groups obtained by the loss of one hydrogen atom from alkanes. And these substituent groups are named as. So, they are named as. How? Just you take the name of the alkane first. Take the name of the alkane. Remove terminal ANE. And add YL to it. In place of ANE, you have to add YL. What you get? Alkyl group. So, name of the alkyl group. First, you have to take the name of the alkane, remove ANE from that, and add YL. Then you will get alkyl group. And they are represented as. How they are represented? Alkyl groups are represented by using the letter R. So, this is the representation for alkyl groups. So, alkyl groups are the substituent groups obtained by the loss of one hydrogen from the alkanes, and they are named as alkane minus ANE plus YL, that gives the alkyl group. You have to take the name of the alkane, and they are represented by using the letter capital R. So, while giving the classification of organic compounds based on functional group, I have given all the class of organic compounds in terms of general representation. In general representation, I used R and AR. So, where R is nothing but alkyl group, I mentioned there the R group is nothing but alkyl group. So, this is the general representation for R. So, this we can use while writing the general reactions. While writing the general reactions, we need to use, in place of alkyl, we need to use R. Okay, and that is the general representation. Now, let us move on to what are the examples for this alkyl groups, and this is very, very important for you, alkyl groups. Now, consider the example. So, the first member of the alkane series, that is CH4, methane. Okay. Now, remove one hydrogen. What you get? CH3. After removing one hydrogen, you have to put hyphen here. So, this hyphen stands for the attached group. So, the one group should be attached to this carbon. So, because this one hyphen indicates the vacancy of the valency. One valency of the carbon is vacant as there is a loss of one hydrogen. So, methane is there. Then how to name this? So, as I said, methane, name of the alkane, remove ANE and add YL. What you get? Methyl. What you get? Methyl group. So, this is the name of this alkyl group. Then what is the name of this group? Methyl group. This is methyl group. And the second example, take C2H6. What is this alkane? It is ethane. Ethane is the alkane. Remove one hydrogen. What you left? C2H5. C2H5, or you can also write it as CH3 CH2. CH3 CH2, but hyphen should be written after CH2 because this carbon is left with one vacant valency, not this carbon, because its valency is completely satisfied, because there is a one more bond between carbon and carbon. So 3 hydrogen. Therefore, the tetravalency of this carbon has satisfied, but the tetravalency of this carbon has not satisfied. It is left with one vacant valency. Therefore, we need to write the hyphen after the CH2 group. So we cannot write like this. So we cannot write like this, CH3 CH2. This is wrong. So you have to write C2H5, or else you have to write CH3 CH2 hyphen. So you must write the hyphen after the group, after the alkyl group. So then what is the name? Ethyl. Ethane gives ethyl group. Ethane gives ethyl group. And the third one is C3H8. So you know that it is propane. It is propane. So propane losing one hydrogen, what you get? C3H7. What is this group? Propyl group. What is this group? Propyl group. So propyl group can be written in two types. So what are those? CH3, CH2, CH2. CH3, CH2, CH2. Vacant bond is at the primary carbon. So look at here. So this is the carbon which having a vacant valency, and this carbon is bonded to one other carbon atom. Therefore, this is primary carbon, because propane can be written as CH3, CH2, CH3. This is the structure of propane. What is the structure of ethane? So this is ethane. This is ethane. Here you can write the structure here, CH3, CH3. You can also write C2H6 in this form. Propane can be written in this form. Now, so loss of one hydrogen, you can remove hydrogen either from this carbon or from this carbon, because both the carbon atoms are primary carbon atoms. Both the carbon atoms are primary carbon atoms. If you remove one hydrogen from the primary carbon, then the group will be CH3, CH2, CH2 hyphen, and the vacant valency is, the attached group is at the primary carbon. Attached group is at the primary carbon. Therefore, CH3, CH2, CH2 with a bond, that is one vacant bond. So vacant bond is at the primary carbon, as we removed hydrogen from the primary carbon atom of the propane. And the propane also contains this carbon. What is this carbon? Secondary carbon, correct? So these two are the primary carbon atoms, and these two carbon atoms are same, and this is secondary carbon. Since it containing secondary carbon also, the hydrogen atoms attached to the carbon atoms are also different. So hydrogen atom attached to primary carbon is primary hydrogen. Hydrogen atom attached to secondary carbon is secondary hydrogen. Now you remove hydrogen from the secondary carbon, then what happens? If you remove hydrogen from primary carbon here, and you remove hydrogen from the secondary carbon, what you get? CH3, CH3. The vacant bond will go to the secondary carbon here, correct? It will, you have to write the vacant bond at the secondary carbon, and this is secondary carbon. Therefore, so here the carbon chain is straight. Therefore, you can write it as N-propyl group. N-propyl, and you can call this as isopropyl or secondary propyl. So isopropyl, secondary propyl. So actually you have to write secondary propyl here. The reason for that is the carbon which containing a vacant bond is at the secondary carbon, but since we cannot branch the carbon chain with the 3 carbon atoms, if we have 3 carbon atoms in a given alkane, means we cannot branch the carbon chain. Therefore, isopropyl and secondary propyl here are same. Isopropyl and secondary propyl here are same. The reason is with the 3 carbon atoms we cannot branch the carbon chain. So therefore secondary propyl is commonly called isopropyl because the attached group will be at the secondary carbon atom here. If we attach any group here, say OH group, if we attach here, it will be attached at the secondary carbon. Hence you can say it is secondary alcohol. It becomes secondary alcohol. Now it becomes primary alcohol. If OH group is attached here means it becomes primary alcohol. So and this becomes secondary alcohol. So attached group here is at the primary carbon and attached group here it is at the secondary carbon. Since it is at the secondary carbon and we cannot branch the carbon chain with the 3 carbon atoms, then this group is secondary propyl or isopropyl. Both are same because we cannot branch the propyl group. So this is propane, from which you will get a propyl group. So in general you can write the propyl group as C3H7, and C3H7 can be written in this way because either we can remove the hydrogen from the primary carbon or we can remove the hydrogen from the secondary carbon as propane containing what? Propane containing. So 2 types of hydrogen atoms. Okay. Now this is the propyl group. For methyl you can write only one group, and for ethyl also we can represent it only one form, but propyl, as the number of carbon atoms goes on increases, the alkyl groups increases. So for propyl group you will get N-propyl and isopropyl. Now let us move on to the next alkane. Fourth example, fourth one. So here before going to this is isopropyl. You can write isopropyl like this. So this is one more representation of isopropyl. So I will write the isopropyl group. So what is isopropyl? CH3, CH3, correct? This is isopropyl group. You can represent isopropyl group like this, correct? This is the condensed form of isopropyl group. So and you can also write like this, CH3, CH, CH3. So CH3, correct? So this is also isopropyl group. So either you can represent isopropyl in this form, or you can represent isopropyl in this form, or you can represent isopropyl in this form. So these are the representation of what? Alkyl group, that is isopropyl group, and this chain is called Tyndall chain. So you can call this chain as a Tyndall chain, this is very important. So to represent isopropyl or iso group, in case of with respect to alkyl group, if you want to represent the iso group, iso alkyl group, this Tyndall chain is important. So just you remember this chain. If you get the group in this form, CH3, CH, CH3 in this form, then you can say it is iso. This is iso. So you can represent isopropyl group either in this form or in this form. This is the condensed form, and it is Tyndall chain form. So this is also representation. So bond line, if you want to represent it in bond line, so here you have to write this like this. I will represent it in a dotted line. Why I have to represent this in a dotted line? If you put a bond like this, vacant bond like this, then here we have CH3. So if a terminal carbon always indicates CH3, right? So to represent this isopropyl group, let me write it in a dotted line. So dotted line represent vacant. What this represent? Vacant bond present in an alkyl group. CH3, CH, CH3 and one vacant bond. CH3, CH, CH3 with one vacant bond. So this is the representation of isopropyl group. Remember isopropyl, so you can represent in these 3 form, and remember this. While attaching it to the main chain, you can use the complete line here, simple line. But to represent in a bond line formula, so to show that it is a vacant bond, you have to use what? Dotted line. Now, let me move on to the fourth one, fourth alkyl group, fourth one. Fourth alkane is butane, right? Fourth alkane group is butane group. So, let me give a fourth one, C4H10. This is butane, correct? After removing one hydrogen, what you get? C4H9. This is butyl group. This is butyl group. C4H9 is a butyl group. And as we know that we can write butane as classified as N-butane and isobutane. N-butane and isobutane. So, this since the number of carbon atoms are 4, we may get 3 types of carbon atoms here. Primary will get, secondary will get, and also tertiary will get. Now, let us move on to the representation of this. See here, butane can be written like this, CH3, CH2, CH3, or else you can write CH3, 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 correct? So, this is N-butane and isobutane. Now, while removing the hydrogen, after the loss of one hydrogen, we will get a butyl group. So, now here in this N-butane, we have primary carbon, correct? And also secondary carbon. This is also primary, this is also secondary. So, in N-butane, we have 2 primary carbon atoms and 2 secondary carbon atoms. So, loss of hydrogen may be from primary carbon or it may be from secondary carbon. Here we will get 2 what? Alkyl groups such as in butyl group. You can remove hydrogen from this or you can remove hydrogen from this. So, why it is primary carbon? Because this carbon is bonded to only one carbon. What is secondary carbon? The carbon atom bonded to 2 other carbon atoms. What about this carbon? Again it is primary carbon because it is bonded to one carbon. What about this carbon? This is secondary carbon and it is also bonded to 2 other carbon atoms. So, 2 primary carbon atoms, 2 secondary carbon atoms. These 2 primary carbon atoms are same, they are similar, and these 2 secondary carbon atoms are also similar. Therefore, either you can remove hydrogen from the primary carbon or you can remove hydrogen from the secondary carbon. And this is called isobutane. In isobutane, what is this carbon? Primary carbon. Why it is primary carbon? Because this carbon is bonded to only one carbon. Therefore, it is primary. What about this carbon? This is also primary because this carbon is bonded to only one carbon. What about this carbon? This is also primary. What about this carbon? This carbon is tertiary. This carbon is tertiary. See here, this carbon is bonded to 3 other carbon atoms and the structure of these 2 are different. This primary, these 2 are primary carbon atoms, correct? And these 2 primary carbon atoms are different from that of these 3 primary carbon atoms, correct? So, in N-butane we have 2 primary carbon atoms and 2 secondary carbon atoms. In N-butane, 2 primary carbon atoms are similar and 2 secondary carbon atoms are similar. Therefore, you can remove the hydrogen from primary carbon and also secondary carbon. So, N-butane containing 2 types of carbon atoms, primary and the secondary. Whereas, isobutane containing 2 types of carbon atoms, one is primary, another one is tertiary. But remember, the primary carbon atoms present in N-butane are differ from that of primary carbon atoms present in isobutane. Clear? So, illiro primary carbon atoms go difference ಇದೆ. What is the difference? This primary carbon here it is attached to CH2 group and that carbon is secondary, whereas here the primary carbon atoms are attached to CH group, that is the carbon is tertiary. In that way, the primary carbon present in N-butane is differ from that of primary carbon present in isobutane. Now, let me write the alkyl groups obtained from these N-butane and isobutane. So, CH3, 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 this is primary and tertiary. Now, I'll remove one hydrogen from this primary carbon and one hydrogen from the secondary carbon. There you will get two alkyl groups. One is CH3, CH2, CH2 vacant bond, because I removed the hydrogen from the primary carbon. Now, second one, CH3, CH2, CH3. Now, I removed one hydrogen from the secondary carbon. I removed hydrogen from the secondary carbon. So, here I removed hydrogen from primary carbon and here I removed hydrogen from the secondary carbon. So, it means to say from N-butane, you will get two butyl groups. One in one butyl group, the vacant bond is at the primary carbon, and in a second butyl group, the vacant bond is at the secondary carbon. It is at the secondary carbon. Now, how many groups that we can get from this isobutane? So, we will get again two more alkyl groups from the isobutane. So, we can remove one hydrogen from primary carbon here, remove one hydrogen from the primary carbon and remove one hydrogen from the tertiary carbon. Now, what you get? So, CH3, CH3, CH2. So, primary carbon and CH3, CH3. This is the vacant bond is at the tertiary carbon, because tertiary carbon containing only one hydrogen. If you remove that hydrogen also, you will get vacant bond is at the tertiary carbon. So, this is at the tertiary carbon. Clear? Now, name these butyl group. All are butyl group, but little difference in the butyl group. So, to distinguish these butyl groups, again we have to use the prefixes. In this butyl group, vacant bond is at the primary carbon. But the carbon chain is straight. Therefore, this group is called N-butyl group. What is the name of the group? N-butyl. In N-butyl, carbon chain is straight and attached group is at the primary carbon. Vacant bond is at the primary carbon, and this is obtained from the N-butane. By removing one hydrogen from the primary carbon. Similarly, the second group is nothing but what? So, CH3, CH2, CH3. Vacant bond is at the secondary carbon. When vacant bond is at the secondary carbon and the carbon chain, if it is straight, then you can write it as it is secondary butyl or 2-degree butyl. So, you can write it as secondary butyl or 2-degree butyl, secondary butyl group. So, N-butyl, secondary butyl. N-butyl, vacant bond is at the primary carbon and the carbon chain is straight. And in secondary butyl, carbon chain is straight, but the vacant bond is at the secondary carbon. Now, move on to the butyl groups obtained from the isobutane. From isobutane, again you will get two butyl groups. In first one, the vacant bond is at the primary carbon. No doubt, vacant bond is at the primary carbon. It is similar to this, but What is the difference? The carbon chain is here straight, but here the carbon chain is branched. So vacant group ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ, vacant bond ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. But branch is at next to the ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಕಂಟೈನಿಂಗ್ ವೇಕೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಂಡ್. ಅಂದರೆ ವೇಕೆಂಟ್ ಬಾಂಡ್ ಯಾವ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ಗೆ ಅದರ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ butyl group where the vacant bond is at the primary carbon and this chain is branched. So that is the difference between these two. No doubt in both the butyl groups the vacant bond is at the primary carbon, but here it is the carbon chain is straight and here the carbon chain is branched. So in an alkane group, if the carbon chain is branched, if the carbon chain is branched, what is the name of this? Isobutane, correct? So similarly here also we had to use iso as a prefix and hence it is called isobutyl group. This is isobutyl group. So this is isobutyl group. So recall your memory, in propyl group iso and secondary both are same, but in butyl iso is differ from that of secondary, because as I said there, in propyl group we cannot branch the carbon chain, but in butyl group we can branch the carbon chain. Since there are 4 carbon atoms, we can branch the chain. So then here is a difference between secondary butyl and the isobutyl. Secondary butyl is that which containing a straight chain of carbon, but the vacant bond is at the secondary carbon. And isobutyl, carbon chain is branched, butyl group in carbon chain is branched, but the vacant bond is at the primary carbon. Vacant bond is at the primary carbon and hence it is called isobutyl. Now move on to this. Now the vacant bond is at the tertiary carbon. So very simple name, tertiary butyl group. Tertiary butyl or 3-degree butyl. So you can write tertiary, T-E-R-T. You can write T-E-R-T for tertiary, T-E-R-T, tertiary butyl, or else you can write it as 3-degree butyl, that is tertiary butyl. So these are the 4 alkyl substituent groups are obtained when you take butane as an alkane. So butyl group are 4 types. Butyl group are 4 types. First one is N-butyl, isobutyl, secondary butyl, isobutyl and tertiary butyl. Remember this, and these are very important. So N-butyl, secondary butyl, isobutyl, and this is tertiary butyl. Then how to represent isobutyl in a condensed form? CH3 twice CH, CH2, CH3 twice CH, CH2. This is the representation of condensed form of isobutyl. How to represent tertiary butyl? CH3 taken thrice, C with a vacant bond. So this representation is very important. Okay, so there are 4 types of butyl groups. One is N-butyl, where the vacant bond is at the primary carbon and the carbon chain is straight. Second one is secondary butyl or 2-degree butyl, where the vacant bond is at the secondary carbon and the chain is straight. And these 2 are obtained from N-butane. And third one is isobutyl. Isobutyl, the vacant bond is at the primary carbon, but the carbon chain is branched. Branching is at the carbon which having the vacant bond, next to the carbon having the vacant bond. So branching is at the next carbon to the carbon which containing the vacant bond. So this is isobutyl. Vacant bond is at the primary carbon, but the chain is branched and it is obtained from isobutane. And here the hydrogen is, after removing from the tertiary carbon atom of the isobutane, you will get tertiary butyl group, 3-degree butyl group. So vacant bond is at the tertiary carbon. So this is about the butyl group, and these are very important. Okay, now, so again you have to recall that there are 4 types of carbon atoms: primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary. Primary carbon atom is that which is bonded to one other carbon, and the secondary carbon, the carbon atom bonded to 2 other carbon atoms. Tertiary carbon, the carbon atom bonded to 3 other carbon atoms, and quaternary carbon atoms, the carbon bonded to 4 other carbon atoms. So that is about the types of carbon atoms. Depending on that, we will get the 4 types of butyl group. As we have 3 types of carbon atoms in butane, we will get 4 types of butyl groups. One is N-butyl, secondary butyl, isobutyl and tertiary butyl. So you need to practice these alkyl groups. Now let us move on to pentane. So commonly in a chain, maximum alkyl groups that we used here is methyl group, and we are using ethyl group and a propyl group and a butyl group, and pentyl group is we are using in less situations actually, pentyl group, and more important here is methyl, ethyl, propyl and butyl. So therefore, so there are some abbreviations. So abbreviations are used for some alkyl groups here. So what are those abbreviations which are used for some alkyl groups? So abbreviation for a methyl group, the abbreviation is ME. You can use ME as the abbreviation for methyl group, and for ethyl group it is ET. ET is the abbreviation for ethyl group, and for propyl group abbreviation is PR, capital P, small r, that we had to use, and this is the symbolically we can represent. And for butyl group, you have to use BU. So BU is the abbreviation for butyl group. For these 4 groups we can also use these abbreviations. So ME stands for methyl, ET stands for ethyl, PR stands for propyl and BU stands for butyl. So remember these abbreviations which are used for 4 alkyl substituent groups, and these are very, very important. And let us move on to the next alkane called what? Pentane. How many alkyl groups that we get by using pentane? So let me write the groups in pentane. Now fifth one, C5H12. C5H12. So this is pentane. Okay, now write remove the one hydrogen from this, and you will get C5H11, that is pentyl group. And this is pentane. Okay, now how many types of pentyl group that will get? As I said, as the number of carbon atoms goes on increases in a given alkane, the number of alkyl groups also increases. Here also we can get around 5 types of alkyl groups by using this pentane. So there are 5 carbon atoms. Let us consider those, and as we know that pentane is classified into 3 types: N-pentane, isopentane and neopentane, correct? So N-pentane, isopentane, neopentane. So let me write pentane here, CH3, CH2, 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 CH3, correct? And here we have two types of carbon atoms. What are those? Primary and secondary. How many primary carbon atoms? Two primary carbon atoms and three secondary carbon atoms. So you can remove you can remove hydrogen either from this secondary carbon or this secondary carbon. So these two secondary carbon atoms are different here. So therefore you can also remove the hydrogen from this. In what way it is different? This secondary carbon is bonded to CH3 and CH2 unit. But this secondary carbon is bonded to CH2 and CH2 unit. So that makes a difference here. Okay. Now N-pentane containing two primary carbon are same. It containing three secondary carbon atoms, in which there are two types of secondary carbon atoms. So two types of secondary carbon atoms. So this is one secondary, this is one secondary. In this secondary carbon, why these two secondary carbon atoms are different? Because this secondary carbon is bonded to CH3 and CH2 units. But see, this secondary carbon is bonded to CH2 and CH2 unit. So therefore these two secondary carbon atoms are different. Now move on to the next one, CH3, CH3, CH2, CH3. So CH3, CH3, CH2, CH3. So here also we have primary carbon and tertiary carbon. Tertiary carbon and the primary carbon. This primary carbon is differ from that of this, or else you can say here you can take this primary carbon is differ from that of these two primary carbon atoms, and this is, what is this called? Tertiary carbon. So this is different. So you can remove hydrogen either from this or from this. So you can also take hydrogen from this or from this. Here you will get two groups and here you will get two groups and one more, neopentane. So neopentane, and this primary carbon is also different. So here all the carbon atoms are, 4 carbon atoms are primary and this is quaternary, correct? Because this carbon is bonded to 4 other carbon atoms, and these 4 are primary carbon atoms, and these 4 primary carbon atoms are similar. So these carbon atoms are similar primary carbon atoms. So you can remove hydrogen from any of the primary carbon atoms. So total you will get 2 groups from this, 2 groups from this, and 2 groups from, 1 group from this. So you cannot remove hydrogen from the quaternary, as the carbon tetravalency of the carbon has already satisfied. Now let us move on to the representation of the pentyl group. So we will get CH3, CH2, 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 CH2. So primary carbon, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH, CH3, or else you can also write it as CH3, CH2, CH, CH2, CH3. So because you can remove hydrogen from this secondary carbon or from this secondary carbon. So two are different, because when we move on to the IUPAC nomenclature, then we can say these two are different, but in common name system these two are same. Therefore, as I said, in up to 5 carbon atoms we can give the common names, but beyond 5 carbon atoms it is difficult to give the common names. I will give what is the reason behind this. For common name, for both the groups are same, But if we move on to the IUPAC name, definitely these two are different. So while giving the IUPAC nomenclature, I can give the difference between these two groups. But for common name system, these two are same. Now let us move on to the third one, CH3. So here CH3, CH2, CH3, CH2. I removed hydrogen from this primary carbon. So this primary carbon different. Therefore, I removed the hydrogen from this primary carbon and you will get the group that is third one. So this is first one, second one, third one. Now fourth one. So remove one hydrogen from this any of the primary carbon. What you get? CH3, CCH3, CH3, CH2, vacant bond. Okay. Now, so represent this. What is the name? N-pentyl. Why it is N-pentyl? Vacant bond is at the primary carbon. Vacant bond is at the primary carbon and the chain is straight. Therefore, it is N-pentyl. Now, here the chain is straight but the vacant bond is at the secondary carbon. Hence, these two are called secondary pentyl. Secondary pentyl or 2-degree pentyl. Secondary pentyl group or 2-degree pentyl group. So now third one. So here the vacant bond is at the primary carbon but the carbon chain is branched. Carbon chain is branched. Therefore, you can write it as isopentyl. Isopentyl. Now, what about this? This is the carbon chain. This is at the primary carbon, but it containing one quaternary carbon. So, when vacant bond is at the primary carbon, but that the carbon chain containing at least one quaternary carbon, then it is called what? Neopentyl. So neopentyl is the name of this group because the neo here stands for as the chain containing quaternary carbon. And a common thing in isopentyl is the vacant bond is at the primary carbon but it containing at least one tertiary carbon. So vacant bond is at the primary carbon and the chain containing at least one tertiary carbon, then you can name it as isopentyl. So whereas in neopentyl you will get the carbon chain which is vacant bond is at the primary carbon and containing at least one quaternary carbon. Now, is there any chances of one more pentyl group? Yes, one more pentyl group you can write. Here primary carbon, even we can remove the hydrogen from the tertiary carbon also. Then you will get one more pentyl group, that is fifth one that is CH3, CCH3, CH2, CH3. Now vacant bond is at the tertiary carbon, therefore it is tertiary pentyl or 3-degree pentyl. So tertiary pentyl or 3-degree pentyl. So these are the groups that we are obtained from the alkane, say pentane. Removing, so as I said, pentane containing four types of carbon: primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary. As we can name pentane as N-pentane, isopentane and neopentane we have. So we have four types of carbon atoms, but one more carbon, that is primary carbon, it is little bit different, because the primary carbon where we have a vacant bond is at the primary carbon, but the carbon chain is branched. So these two are of same kind, but here the chain is straight and here the chain is branched. Therefore, we will get 5 types of alkyl groups by using pentane. So pentyl groups are N-pentyl, secondary pentyl, isopentyl, tertiary pentyl and neopentyl. Now let me give the condensed form of this. Let me write the pentyl group once again. So pentyl group C5H11, after removing one hydrogen, C5H11, this is pentyl group. So the first pentyl is CH3, CH2, 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 here is a vacant bond, and this is N-pentyl, okay. Next, second one. Now you will get the branch here, secondary, at the secondary carbon. So vacant bond is at the secondary carbon, either to this secondary bond or to this secondary carbon. Now what is this? It is secondary pentyl group. So we cannot write it in a condensed form here, so you have to write like this only. Now what about third one? CH3, CH2, CH3, CH2. So here is a vacant bond, and this vacant bond is at the primary carbon, but this carbon is branched. Next to the atom which carrying the vacant bond is branched, therefore it is isopentyl. So you can write the isopentyl like this: CH3, CH2, CH, CH3, CH2. So look at the Tyndall group. It is very similar to that of isopropyl. If you come it in this form, CH3, CH3, CH, you can extend this chain with more number of carbon atoms. If you extend the carbon chain also, this structure remains the same. That itself indicates it is iso. Now fourth one, CH3, CH2, CH3. So here is a vacant bond, and this carbon is tertiary carbon. So this carbon is tertiary carbon, as it is bonded to 3 carbon atoms, and you can write it as CH3 twice, CH2, CH3. So you can write like this. So CH3 twice, C, vacant bond, CH2, CH3, and this is tertiary pentyl group. So because the vacant bond is at the tertiary carbon atom. Now last one, neopentyl. How to write a neopentyl? So fifth one, neopentyl, CH3, CH2, here is a vacant bond, and this is primary but the chain containing one quaternary carbon. Therefore, the name of this group is neopentyl. So, this is neopentyl group. Neopentyl group, you can represent it as CH3 thrice CH2. You can represent this neopentyl like this: CH3 thrice 1, 2, 3 to this carbon and CH2 with a vacant bond. So, that is about the neopentyl group. So, there are 5 types of pentyl groups. So, N-pentyl, secondary pentyl, isopentyl, tertiary pentyl and neopentyl. So, these alkyl groups depends on how many types of carbon atoms present in a given alkane. Depending on that, you can write the different alkyl groups. So, these are the alkyl groups with respect to the alkanes. Now, let us move on to the next acyclic groups. Okay, before going to that, what is a methyl group? CH3 group. What is ethyl group? C2H5. What is propyl group? C3H7. What is butyl group? C4H9. Pentyl group? C5H11. Correct? So, this is methyl, ethyl, ethyl, propyl, butyl and pentyl. Correct? So, these are the alkyl groups obtained from methane, ethane, propane, butane and pentane. Now, what is the difference in these two, ethyl and methyl? They are differ by CH2 unit. Similarly, ethyl and propyl are differ by CH2 unit. Similarly, propyl and butyl group is differ by CH2 unit, and butyl and pentyl group are differ by CH2 unit. So, these are the groups, a series of alkyl groups which are differ by, successive members are differ by CH2 units. Then definitely it forms what? Homologous series. Homologous series. Because successive members in a series are differ by CH2 unit, then definitely we need to represent these homologous series by a single general formula. How to represent? What is the general formula of alkane? CnH2n plus 2. This is the general formula of alkane. How to get alkyl group? By the loss of one hydrogen from the alkane. Now, we will get the general formula. Just you remove one hydrogen from this. What it becomes? CnH2n plus 1. CnH2n plus 1, where n stands for 1, 2, 3, the number of carbon atoms, and this is the general formula of homologous series of alkyl groups. So, alkyl groups also form homologous series with the general formula CnH2n plus 1, where n is the number of carbon atoms. Every successive members are differ by CH2 units. Okay, and this is about the formation of homologous series by alkyl groups. Now, let us move on to second type of acyclic groups. Second type of acyclic groups, that is alkynyl group. Alkynyl groups. So, what do you mean by alkynyl groups? The substituent groups which are obtained by the loss of one hydrogen from the alkenes. One hydrogen from the alkenes. Then how to name this? To name this, take a name of alkene and remove terminal E and add YL. What you get? Alkynyl group. You will get alkynyl group. So, from the name of the alkene, you remove terminal E and add YL. What you get? Alkynyl group. Now, take CH2, double bond CH2, ethene, remove one hydrogen. You will get CH2 double bond CH. So, this group is ethenyl. So, ethene remove terminal E and add YL, then you will get ethinyl. Ethinyl is the name, but commonly it is called vinyl group. So this is very important. Vinyl group. In vinyl group, the vacant bond is at the double bonded carbon. What is double bonded carbon? Double bonded carbon is a sp2 hybridized carbon. Double bonded carbon is a sp2 hybridized carbon. So let us move on to the second member of the series, CH3, CH double bond CH2. CH3 double bond CH2. First member having both the carbon atoms are double bonded carbon atoms, in which both the carbon atoms are sp2 hybridized carbon atoms. So in vinyl group, remember vacant bond is at the double bonded carbon of a open chain of carbon atoms. Of a open chain of carbon atoms, we have a vacant bond, and that double bonded carbon is sp2 hybridized. And the same type of carbon atoms that are present in the derivatives of alkanes, where we are having a ring structure also, but they are not aromatic. So example, alicyclic compounds also. But here also, when the vacant bond is at the double bonded carbon, then you can call it as a vinyl group. In alkenes, if the vacant bond is at the double bonded carbon, and this group is very important. Commonly we are using vinyl group instead of ethinyl group. Now next member is propene. Correct? It is propene. Now this propene containing two types of carbon atoms. What are the two types of carbon atoms we have here? So one is sp2 hybridized. This is also sp2 hybridized, but this is sp3 hybridized. Since we have two types of carbon atoms here, one is sp2 hybridized, another one is sp3 hybridized. The loss of hydrogen may be from sp2 hybridized carbon or sp3 hybridized carbon. If we remove hydrogen from sp2 hybridized carbon, then CH3, CH double bond CH. Now vacant bond is at the sp2 hybridized carbon. CH2 double bond CH is vinyl group. To the vinyl group, one group is attached, and that group is nothing but methyl group. Hence it is called methyl vinyl, and it is propenyl. What is the name of the group? Propenyl. Propene, remove terminal E and add YL, propenyl, or it is also called methyl substituted vinyl group, as the vacant bond is at the sp2 hybridized carbon, and this carbon is called, so this carbon here is called vinyl carbon. Vinyl carbon, double bonded carbon is a vinyl carbon. Double bonded carbon in a aliphatic compound and alicyclic compound are called vinyl carbon. Now here we have sp3 hybridized carbon also. If we remove hydrogen from sp3 hybridized carbon, then group will be CH double bond CH2, or else you can write it as CH2 double bond CH2. One is the same. Either you can write like this or you can write like this. Here vacant bond is at the sp3 hybridized carbon. Vacant bond is at the sp3 hybridized carbon, and this hybridized carbon is next to the sp2 hybridized carbon. So I will rewrite this. This is very important. If I remove hydrogen from the CH2 double bond CH2, so this carbon is having vacant bond and it is sp3, as it is single bonded carbon. You can also write like this, CH2 CH double bond CH2. Correct? Now this sp3 hybridized carbon is next to the sp2 hybridized carbon. sp3 hybridized carbon having vacant bond, and this sp3 hybridized carbon is adjacent next to the double bonded carbon. Double bonded carbon. What is double bonded carbon? sp2 hybridized carbon. So therefore this group is called allyl group. Allyl group in which vacant bond is at the sp3 hybridized carbon, and that carbon is next to the sp2 hybridized carbon. Therefore this carbon is called allylic carbon. What is this carbon called? Allylic carbon. What is allylic carbon? sp3 hybridized carbon which is next to the double bonded carbon. Here vinyl carbon, but this is allyl carbon. Why these two are vinyl carbon atoms? Because they are double bonded carbon atoms and they are sp2 hybridized carbon. What about this carbon? Allylic carbon. Why it is allylic carbon? Because it is sp3 hybridized carbon and it is next to the sp2 hybridized carbon. Hence it is allylic carbon. Now let me give one more example here. CH2 double bond CH, CH2 CH3. Now which is allyl and which is vinyl here? No doubt this is vinyl and this is vinyl because these two are sp2 hybridized carbon. These two are sp2 hybridized carbon. But here we have two sp3 hybridized carbon atoms. So here we have two sp3 hybridized carbon atoms here. Out of these two sp3 hybridized carbon atoms, which is allylic? Definitely this is allylic. Why it is allylic? No doubt it is sp3 hybridized, but it is next to the sp2 hybridized carbon, double bonded carbon. But what about the next sp3 hybridized carbon? This is not allylic. Why it is not allylic? Because it is not adjacent to the double bonded carbon. Since it is not adjacent to the next to the double bonded carbon, that is not allylic carbon. Clear? Now is it clear what is vinylic carbon? Double bonded carbon in a open chain or a ring chain is sp2 hybridized carbon, double bonded carbon is vinyl. But what about allyl? Allyl is that carbon which is sp3 hybridized, which must be next to the sp2 hybridized carbon, which must be next to the sp2 hybridized carbon. So this is about the allylic group and the vinylic group and the propenyl group. So vinyl group, allyl group and methyl vinyl or propenyl, these are very important. Now let us move on to the next one, that is alkynyl group. Next one is alkynyl group. Alkynyl groups. So alkynyl groups are obtained by the loss of one hydrogen from the respective alkynes. So by removing one hydrogen from alkynes, you will get alkynyl group. And how to name? Name of the alkyne, remove terminal E and add YL, what you get? Alkynyl. Alkynyl group. Okay, and this group is called alkynyl group. Now take down the example here. First member of the alkyne series, that is nothing but ethine. Ethine, right? And remove one hydrogen. And what you get? CH triple bond C, and this is sp hybridized and hence ethynyl. Ethynyl group. Okay, first member, both are sp hybridized carbon. Now second one, CH3 C triple bond CH. So in this case you have two types of carbon atoms, and this is sp hybridized sp hybridized and sp3 hybridized. So since this sp hybridized carbon containing hydrogen and sp3 hybridized carbon also containing hydrogen, you can remove hydrogen from this carbon or from this carbon. Therefore, you will get two types of groups here. So let me write the groups here. So let me write the groups here. CH3, C triple bond C and CH2, C triple bond CH, or you can write it as CH triple bond C, CH2, and this is sp3 and here it is sp. When the vacant bond is at the sp hybridized carbon, you can write the name as propynyl group. So propynyl group is derived from the name of the alkyne, that is propyne. Name of the alkyne is propyne, correct? And remove terminal E and add YL, you will get propynyl group. But while naming this, naming of the group when the hydrogen is removed from the sp3 hybridized carbon is different. So then what is the name of the group when we remove hydrogen from the sp3 hybridized carbon? If you remove the hydrogen from the sp hybridized carbon, then the name is propynyl. It is derived from the name of the alkyne. But if you remove the hydrogen from the sp3 hybridized carbon, then the name of the group will be different. It is not derived from the name of the alkyne, and that name is called propargyl. Propargyl group. So this name, so this is propynyl and this is propargyl group. So propargyl is the name of the group where the vacant bond is at the sp3 hybridized carbon. So like that in alkenyl group we have vinyl and the allyl group. Here we have ethynyl, alkynyl and the propargyl. Propargyl stands for the vacant bond is at the sp3 hybridized carbon. If it is at the sp hybridized carbon, you can derive it from the name of the alkyne, that is propyne, like that. So these two groups from alkyne we commonly use in the organic compound. So these are about acyclic groups, alkyl groups, alkenyl groups, alkynyl groups. Okay, so this is about the substituent groups obtained by the loss of hydrogen from corresponding alkanes, alkenes and the alkynes. Now let me continue in the next class about rules, IUPAC rules of naming the organic compounds. So before going to the IUPAC rules, let me give the bond line representation of groups in a organic compounds. After that, let us move on to the IUPAC rules of naming the organic compounds. Thank you.